overall, first thing was really happy to see that Keenan Ellis is doing well, and followed that with saw on ESPN, and I know that's what Coach Shiitake told me after the game, but it was nice to see that was confirmed, that there was no significant injury there. That was a scary time on the field. As for our team, we were certainly very disappointed yesterday watching the tape in regards to some plays that we felt we left out there. And on the same token, we were very encouraged watching the tape of some of the plays that we were able to make. So it was really a combination of the two, that as you're going, you feel as if, boy, there's a great opportunity here or there's a great opportunity there to score much more points than we scored. And in the same token, there were some times that you could see really our football team fight, scrap, and claw the way we would expect them to. So need to be better, not accepting the loss, and but are very I'm very optimistic about what's it going to look like on Saturday night, and very hopeful that we are sold out. I think that is a huge part of college football. You turn on the game last night, Florida State was down 38-20. They had a full house. The place went wild and crazy, and next thing you know, it's 38-all going into overtime. And it was because of that energy and enthusiasm that they brought over at Doak Campbell Stadium. Same thing across the board. I believe that you saw the fan base come out full force on Saturday night. I think we had over 54,000 people at the game. It was pretty awesome to see, and you could hear the Arizona crowd when we got that safety, that return, that touchdown, that 2-point play, and you could feel that shift in momentum. Now it's up to us to take that thing on Saturday night and make it absolutely an intimidating environment, an incredible environment, and we need to match the intensity of some of the other stadiums and programs across the country when it comes to the home field advantage. So very excited about where we're headed, and excited about where this week should go in terms of practice and preparation.
What was the biggest difference in the first half and the second half in terms of the offense being able to move the ball a little bit better?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first, I think we had 1 3-and-out the whole game. That was the second series of the game. The first series, we didn't convert on a 3rd and 4. And that was the Ellis tackle that we threw a ball into the flat. That was not a very good call. Then after that, I think we got going on the third series. We went about 8 or 10 plays. Missed a field goal on, I think, the 4th series. It would have been 6-3, and then it would have been. Then we drove down again at the end of the half. And and then kicked a field goal. We just had too many drives inside the 40 that didn't end in points. Then we kept going in the second half, and I think whatever we had in the second half, yardage-wise, 250-something yards. But I think we had 180 in the first, 250 in the second. I mean, yardage wasn't the problem. Throwing the ball really wasn't. We probably left 150 yards on the table. We had the tight ends open many different times in the game, and we have to convert on those. We have to hit those. We had an opportunity. Will was in the game. We had Bryce Woma open in the flat on a 3rd down conversion. We got to hit that. We had Gunner was in the game. We had a ball 12 yards over the ball. We had, I think it was Bryce again, over the middle, sitting there on 3rd and 7. We got to hit that. So there were some times that we had Bryce in the end zone twice, once on a corner route, once on a stick nod route, 2 different drives, one of which was an incompletion, one of which was a sack. So those are plays that we got to hit. We got to make those plays. But I think offensively, we kind of got into a pretty good rhythm. We just had to make a couple tweaks here or there.
Jedd, in terms of your decision-making on going forward in those 4th down situations, how much of that is feel for the game? How much of that is analytics that you might be looking at?
None of it's really analytics. It's just kind of how the game goes, how you feel about your team. I mean, I kind of know the analytics, I guess, but it's mostly more for me. I don't have a chart or a sheet or a research study regarding like what we should do and how we should do it when it comes to that type of deal, other than a 2-point chart and an end of the game time management chart. The rest of it just kind of comes down to what you think and what you feel, and a lot of it comes down to experience and how these games go. And I mean, I've only been a head coach for I guess 3 games total, but I've coached in a lot of games, and I've certainly seen how those things work. And in that case, I felt really good about us being able to convert.
You said on Saturday night that you didn't necessarily like the way that you called the game initially. What would you have done differently?
No, I was just referring to, I felt as if, early on we were just, trying to get a feel for our team. And once I saw how our team was going to perform, we became more aggressive. There's a couple calls that I would take back. I'd take back a 3rd down call here, or I'd take back a 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line and ask Gunner not to, put himself in that position to have to take a shot. But on the same token, you got to do those things too, and it's the play caller. It's the play caller's job to help the players be in the best possible position on every play. It's the player's job to make the play caller right. And it's kind of a combination of the two that you got to work together. And if you call a play that's not very good, then live another down. Throw it away, find an open, check down, and move on. And it's our job as play callers to try to put ourselves in positions that those things don't happen very often. But, statistically, I think we're okay. I'd like to see us better on 3rd down. I'd like to see us, I think we ran the ball really, we had 20 carries or something like that for 100 yards. And then we had those sacks that gave us the negative that put us under 100. But I think we were over 5 yards a carry. I think Wiley carried the ball really well, and we were very efficient running it. A lot of times you have 3rd and 1 where you run the ball for 1.5 yards. That's an efficient run, even though you only got 1.5 yards. And we had that a couple times, 2 4th and 1s that we quarterback sneaked. So that's going to not help your yards per carry. But I think that the running backs played extremely well, and felt really good about that.
Michael, with the yardage lost that you referenced before, maybe the things that the quarterbacks didn't see, is that something that you would expect to improve over the course of time as they get more experience and become more comfortable with your system?
Yeah, 100%. I would think that we would improve from this week to next week to the following week. All of us will get better. All of us will look to see what we can call better, what we can do better. And I certainly feel like Gunner started one game in his life. And I don't know, I think he was like 35 for 46 or 34 for 45 for 350 yards or whatever it might be. If he can maintain that, he's going to have a heck of a career. So we're going to do everything we can to help him get to that point. But there's not going to, I don't expect us to just be able to go out there and, nor do I really want us to go out there and throw it 45 times a game. So each opportunity he has, hopefully what he'll do is he'll be smarter with the ball, and we'll get the ball out faster, and we'll know what to call better, and receivers will play better, and line will play better, and everyone will just improve. And if we continue to improve, we'll have a chance.
Jedd and Rich, we hear all the time that teams, and particularly quarterbacks, make the biggest leap in improvement between game 1 and game 2. Are you believing in that?
I hope our whole team makes a leap from game 1 to game 2. That was our first game. And when you look back on that game, I think we only had 3 or 4 penalties in the whole game. We turned it over one time. We were pretty assignment sound. We went down 21-3. We fought back to make it a 1-score game with the ball. So I think our team improved throughout the game. I think what will happen is we'll just improve even more next week, and then more the next week, and more the next week. And if we continue to know how not to lose games, we'll start winning a lot more of them. And I'm excited about where it's going.
Jedd, can you talk a little bit about the offensive line play after you've got a chance to evaluate them on film, in particular pass protection?
Yeah, I think there were some times that we could have improved in our pass protection. I think we can't cut in the hole. Our running backs were cutting Mike linebackers through the hole, so you wind up feeling somebody falling at your feet. There were some times that we didn't win on a pass protection. Whatever position group that was, whether it be the center, the guard, or the tackle, there was a time that something might have occurred and we had some seepage. Sometimes pass protection looks like that because the ball's being held too long. Sometimes they win. I thought for the most part the offensive line battled pretty good, played pretty good football. Certainly room to improve. We need to block better for sure, and we will. But we need to also get the ball out and help them.
What's Jordan Morgan's status for this week?
I think it'll be a game time decision. We'll see how he practices and if he can practice. Right now, he wasn't healthy enough to play the amount of snaps we were going to play, and I think we played 88 snaps. So we'll see what that looks like.
Brian, besides him, did you have any injuries in the game that concern you in any way?
No, we're all set. We should have everybody that started start, and then hopefully both Jamarye Joiner and Jordan Morgan will be back for this game. But still waiting on seeing how practice goes for those guys. Other than that, I don't think we have any no injuries, no injury updates, and all will be hopefully just adding those two.
Was there a chance that Jamarye could have played in this game?
No, he wasn't cleared for that yet.
Is his timetable maybe a little bit more accelerated than he initially projected, given that he's participated in warm-up?
Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great. Dr. Joiner wasn't exactly sure on how he was going to recover, but the good part was that he did everything he was asked to do, and he was prepared to literally show up to the training room every single day. And the surgery went extremely well in the springtime, and he was able to get back. We'll see what it looks like in practice, but I do believe he's going to practice this week.
As the play that Trey Stooks made, what did you think of that? And was that defense designed for him to be all alone by himself like that, kind of on that outside?
Yeah. He knocked down a slant. Thought it was a really good play. Pass breakups are big. If you play man coverage, you're going to have to, be out there and make those plays. Stooks, I think, is as good of a corner. He's one of our better corners. He's a top 3 corner for us, and those guys are able to just be intermingled, and it was his opportunity to be out there on that island. And we talked to our guys that when you play corner in man coverage, you're on an island, and it's your job to stop the slant and stop the go. And those are the 2 routes that corners really have to handle if they're going to play man coverage. And I thought he made a great play on that.
You referenced getting inside the 40 and not scoring. I think you guys were 0 for 4 as far as touchdowns go in the red zone. What are some of the issues that you saw?
That was probably the most disappointing statistic of the night, not scoring in the red zone. When you have opportunities, first of all, we didn't make all of our field goals. And if you have opportunities to score in the red area, if you can't score about 70% of them as touchdowns, or I think the stat is 67%, puts you in the top 15 of touchdown percentage in there. We missed on too many plays. I think there was an opportunity to hit Tavion. One time we didn't hit Tavion. There was an opportunity to hit Bryce twice. We didn't hit Bryce. There was a corner route that we threw to Berryhill that he barely stepped out on. And, we could have gotten him the ball earlier, and he would have been in bounds there, and then we would have been, first and goal on the 1 probably. So those 3 sequences really hurt us, and we have to get better in the red area. We'll practice the red area tonight and every day this week to make sure that we continue to improve there. So those things hopefully don't happen again.
Time for a couple more.
What did you think of Stanley's performance, not only as a receiver, but as a punt returner and one of the gunners on?
Yeah, Stanley. He earned his number. I would say, he really did. We talked all throughout camp about the importance of if you're going to try to change your number and we're number 1, we really want you to do everything right and really try to participate in a manner that you can affect the game. I thought what Stanley was able to do on Saturday night was affect the game in a very positive way. And even in the 2-minute drive at the end of the game, you could see the first couple of catches, I believe, were his. and both of which were able to, he was able to stay in bounds, break a tackle, get us 15 yards, get us 18 yards. I think he had ended up with 12 for 102, which was his career high in receptions and in yardage. But as I told him, I said, now we got to get you some touchdowns. And we're excited about where Stanley Berryhill can take us, as the rest of this receiving core is a really good group.
Two more, Richard and Jedd.
Jedd, you got a chance to spend any time with Lucas, your kicker, and you have a message that you want to share with him?
No, I talked to Lucas, and I mean, I'm not, too worried about Lucas. I told him, I said, just keep doing what you're doing. We know you know how to make kicks. We know you've made many of kicks before. And as long as you just go on out there and stick with your routine, don't overthink things, and, make the kick.
What were things defensively that caught your eye, both good and bad?
The number one thing that was outstanding was how they ran to the ball. If you, there's so many good clips of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players sprinting out of the pile, running to the sideline. The play that the ball was popped up in the air, that was hopefully, that next time hopefully lands inbounds and not out of bounds. That could have been a fumble recovery. There was 8 of our players surrounding that one BYU player. That happened numerous times. J.B. Brown turned left the stack one time and made an unbelievable play about 10 yards down the field, right down the pipe, to help with a tackle. I think the biggest thing that showed up for us was the fact that our guys ran to the football on every chance they had, which shows great effort, but it also shows you that there's going to be an opportunity to create some takeaways. The other part of it that showed up was the ability to create some negative tackle for losses. That we need, right? Tackle for losses is a huge part of the Don Brown system. You need to be able to get sacks. We hit the quarterback a bunch, but we need to get more sacks. And then obviously the run safety was a huge one, to be able to split the A-gap and make that tackle. Both Trey Hayward and Trey Mason and Rashi Hodges were able to combine in on that. So I did like that. I think that we can't give up explosive plays, but that's, I think every time you end a game, you're going to say that about the defense, right? Like, unless you can keep every single play to under 6 yards or whatever it is, you're going to say there's going to be 1 or 2 plays that are explosive. You just hope they don't turn into touchdowns. There was a 40-something yard scramble that really hurt us. I think we had a chance there. I think Kenny Aber had a chance to make a sack on that. And then the touchdown that we let up, whatever that was, 67 yards, we should have had 2 guys on him, and we wound up had the safety on the other side there. So we got to just, improve some of those situations. But for the most part, I thought our communication was good. I thought we eliminated the tight end, which was a big part of their game plan moving forward, we believed. And I like where we're headed.
Michael, very last one.
You didn't rotate that much at running back, wide receiver, or defensive line. Would you expect to do more of that?
Well, running back wise, I think Wiley had 45 plays and Drake had 43. So those 2 guys were in full rotation. We didn't play anyone else at running back other than those 2 guys. So we didn't put in Stevie Rocker didn't play in this game. Jalen John didn't play in this game. I would assume as we continue on, they'll get more reps. At the other positions, we'll rotate when need be. I do believe part of coming from the NFL, you're used to only carrying 53 players, 46 of them active on game day. You're not used to a ton of rotation during the course of the game. So there's a comfort level of having 5 wideouts and 3 running backs and 3 tight ends. And I know we played only Woma and lines in this game, but we'll continue to look through that and see if we can get a few more guys on the field there.